gives me enormous pleasure to welcome you to school of 2017 and 18 at MCC downtown campus. Thank you for joining us. So as you guys know, we are the only one school in Rochester City School District that offers early college program. And also only one school that will be on the college campus. How do you guys feel about that? Yes, we really should give us a round of applause. That's very exciting, very, very exciting. We are very thankful to our small partnership at Monroe Community College and all of our stakeholders who had helped us in making this happen for our scholars. And you guys will be the first group of students who will have this outstanding opportunity to be at college campus. Very exciting time. So our vision and mission, as most of you know, that our vision was always to be near or at MCC campus. So being at college campus, it's bringing us closer to our school vision. Very close. So our goal has always been to prepare our kids to be college ready, to be confident, and be globally competent. So we need everyone's support in making this happen, that every scholar from early college would not only graduate from high school, but also earn college credits free of cost. So we want each and every one of you to take advantage of this, because you will be at college campus and you will be able to take college courses free of cost. And that's the only opportunity for our scholars here at early college. So let's give our stakeholders and our partners at MCC, give them a nice round of applause. And here comes Dean McKenzie from MCC. So I welcome you again. Let's begin with introductions. I know we have a team of people who are here to support our scholars and our families. I will begin from here. Mr. LaPetra.
Mr. LaPetra, the athletic director.
Delea Kinney, Food Services.
Gemma Humphreys, Food Services.
Jim Bailey, Assistant Principal. Judy Beal, World Art Teacher.
Jason Totes, Math Teacher. John Julia, Social Studies Teacher.
Okay. We have Todd from Communications.
Kevin Hollinger, Chief of Public Safety at MCC.
And welcome everyone. I'm Kim McKenzie Mabry, and I tell students all the time, Dean is like a principal, but at the college level. So I'm Ms. Maida's partner at MCC. So welcome.
Thank you to all of you for taking the time and joining us today. So we will give you a brief overview of our instructional and operational program here at MCC. Ms. Bailey and Mr. McDonald will be joining me in a few minutes, and followed up by Dean McKenzie and Interim Chief, who would also provide you some information about MCC logistics and safety, from public safety point of view. So as you guys know, we will be at two campuses. Grade 9 and 10 will be at Genesee State, our current location, and grade 11 and 12 would be here at downtown campus. We will be on the 6th floor of this building, and we will give you guys a tour after this presentation. So as I mentioned earlier, it is an outstanding opportunity for our scholars to be at college campus. We will be shaping our school vision in collaboration with all of our stakeholders. So today we will be able to answer most of the questions, but as we move forward, my goal as an instructional leader of our school is that we together, including our scholars, including our families, our staff members, and our MCC personnel, to be together and having these further conversations, how we are going to shape and embrace our school's vision. So there will be more meetings coming up in the month of September. September 11th is our next meeting at 3 o'clock at Genesee Street, and you are all invited to join us. As I said, it will be our job to shape our school's vision with this new reorganization being at two campuses for next year. So we will collaboratively figure out our norms, our values, and our traditions, how we want our students to be successful and be able to take college courses. So our current enrollment is about 350 scholars altogether at Early College. About 40% of our scholars would be here at MCC campus, and about 60% would be at MCC. First day of school is Wednesday, September 6th is coming up, next 10 days or so. And your schedule will remain the same as of last year. So 7:30 to 2:30, students that will just be taking high school classes, and you will have 5 blocks, just like how you had it last year. Okay? And lunch would be at the same time, about 12:45 to 1:15. We'll answer all the questions.
So, are we actually having MCC classes
Yes, yeah.
from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m.?
So the schedule for MCC classes is right here. It will be different for different students depending upon what classes and courses they will be taking. Monday through Friday is 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. is the campus time. And Saturday and Sunday, MCC is closed. But students who will be taking high school courses, your schedule, your time schedule will remain the same as you had last year. Okay? The only difference would be PE class will be 40 minutes long as compared to 72 minutes that you had last year. Okay? 40 minutes.
No, where is it?
Where is gym? So that is in works right now. Our athletic director is looking at some creative opportunities. But currently you will be taking your PE classes in regular classrooms, and then we will update you as more information becomes available. Okay? So I know that all of us are very excited about this opportunity, but we also acknowledge that being at new place and new campus, there may be some anxiety. So I want you guys to assure each and every one of you that we are here to serve you, we are here to support you. There will be a team of people that will be here at MCC to answer any questions. There will be an office on the 6th floor where you will have one administrator, one counselor, one clerical, and other staff members that will be visiting our MCC campus on a rotating basis. So our first priority is to make sure that we are meeting your needs. That will be our priority. So I want to reiterate the fact that, yes, we are at a new place, but we are excited to have this opportunity, and we'll make sure that we make this transition as smooth as possible for our scholars, and we are here to support them and our families. Okay? Just a quick reminder to our scholars, you guys are very familiar with our keys to success. Who would like to read the first one?
Okay, I'll read it. We care about each other's feelings.
We care about each other's feelings. So this is just a reminder for all of our scholars that how we carry ourselves, how we react to different situations. We have to remember we are a family, right? We care about each other. Bless you. Who would like to read the second one? Any volunteers?
I'll read it.
You want to read it? Go ahead.
We respect the educational environment.
We respect the educational environment. Hi. Hello. Thank you for joining us. How about the next one? Anybody from the back? Any volunteers?
I'll read the third one.
Yes, please.
We're responsible for what we say and do.
Very, very important. We are responsible for what we say and what we do. And the last one. Anyone who volunteer?
We strive to help each and every one of us be successful.
There you go. Going back to we are a family and we take care of each other. So remember, scholars, that you represent Rochester Early College. You represent your families. You represent yourself, and you represent all of us, right? So we take pride in you. And we have no doubt that our scholars will not only meet but exceed our expectations. Always remember that these keys to success are our guiding points. And at any time, just like you have heard us say this in the past, whatever your needs are, you just have to bring it to our attention and we will make sure that we are addressing your needs. Any support that you need, you just reach out to us. And we will show you that office on the 6th floor where you will be able to find us. Okay? All right, so quickly, students that will be here at MCC downtown campus, approximately 16% of our scholars will be taking MCC courses only. So they're being called as MCC scholars full-time. They will not be taking any high school courses. And we have 14% of our scholars here that will be taking MCC courses as well as high school courses. And then majority of them, about 70% of our scholars at grade 11 and 12 will strictly be taking high school classes. So this is the current ratio of different categories in fall of 2017. But I want all of you to know that our goal for spring 2018 is that each and every one of you will take at least one college course. And we will support you with that. We will work with you. It will not be a decision that we will be making in isolation. So with the students, with the families, our goal would be to get you the support that you need, get you prepared for that. And once all of us will feel the same way, we would like you to be able to take advantage of college courses as much as possible. That would be our goal. So our vision, we remain committed as an early college that we know all of our scholars by name, by phase 2 and through graduation, and not only through graduation, but even after that too. So we can continue to provide this opportunity for them to be able to take college courses free of cost. Okay? Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to turn this over to Mr. McDonald.
So the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is student schedules. You guys will be getting your schedules in the mail. They go out August 29th. But on that first day, when you come to school, I'll be here at the MCC campus. So if you take a look at your schedule and something needs to be adjusted, I can take care of it then and there. For students taking MCC courses, a lot of you guys already got your schedule in the mail. I know some of those have went home. But if anybody didn't get their schedule yet and you still need it, yeah, just let me, I'll be here. So I'll take your name down and I'll contact Ms. Salzberg and I'll get a copy of your schedule and I'll try to mail that to you as soon as I can. College registration, not only for seniors, but for a lot of you juniors, because at our school, as you guys know, you're able to accumulate a lot of your credits faster. So a lot of you guys graduate early. But something that you want to keep in mind is the SAT and ACT exams are coming up. Those are exams that you need to take in order to get into a four-year school. And we have SAT and ACT fee waivers. We're going to get those like the first week in September. So if you need to take an SAT or ACT exam, you can see me. I can give you one of those. You can take it for free. For the SAT exam, they allow me to give you two if you haven't already gotten one. I know some of you may have taken your SAT during your junior year. And for the ACT exam, I'm able to give you one. So you can take that exam for free. Just some dates. You guys, again, we'll be meeting and I'll be able to pass this information out to you. But just some dates to keep in mind. For the SAT, the first exam is going to be October 1st. And the second exam, there's going to be more throughout the year, but the second one is going to be November 5th. And some of you guys who have already registered for the SAT, you're familiar with the collegeboard.org website. So if you want to start taking practice exams or anything like that, you can do that at collegeboard.org. Graduation requirements, I'll talk about that a little bit. I'm just wondering, who knows what the graduation requirements are? Just to graduate with a Regents diploma. How many years of English do you need? 4. How many years of social studies do you need? 4. How many years of science do you need? 3. How many years of math do you need? 3. But if you're going to college, you probably should take 4 because you're going to have to take college math when you go to college. How many gym credits do you need? 2. Very good. How many years of health do you need?
1.
1. How many years of foreign language do you need?
1.
1. How many years of art do you need? 1. And then you need 3.5 elective credits. That's where a lot of you guys get your English credits, your math credits, all that stuff pretty early. But you want to check and make sure you can see me and we can go over your transcript and I can show you exactly how many elective credits you have. Now, in order to get your Regents diploma, you got to pass 5 exams. You got to pass the ELA exam, you got to pass algebra, you got to pass living environment, U.S. history, and you got to pass global. Now, in order to get your advanced Regents diploma, you need a 2nd and 3rd math exam. So you need a geometry Regents and you need the algebra 2R exam. And for science, you need an additional science exam. So it can either be chemistry or earth science. And then on top of that, I think some of you already have it, and some of you guys are still trying to get it, but you need 3 years of foreign language, and you also have to take the Checkpoint B exam after Chinese 3 or Spanish 3. So, and again, I'll be able to go over all that stuff during the school year. 2 more things I'll talk about real quick, and I'll be done, is the Common App. You guys, especially you seniors, can go ahead and start applying for your colleges now. If you go to thecommonapp.org, there's 733 schools you can choose from, 4-year and 2-year schools. And also, but there's only 20 schools that you can actually apply to, but you can choose from over 733. And it's not on here, but a lot of students from our school, they end up going to 4-year schools like in the SUNY system, which is the state colleges and universities of New York. So a lot of our kids go to Brockford, MCC's in the SUNY system, a lot of kids like UV. So you can go to SUNY.edu and you can do the SUNY app and you can apply to 4 colleges for free. After 4, you got to pay $50 for any additional colleges that you apply to. And another important thing that's coming up is the FAFSA, which stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid. Now, if you're going to college, in order to get money to pay for it from the government, you got to fill out the FAFSA application. And you can start doing that as early as October 1st. And the only information that you really need in order to do it is just a copy of your 2016 tax return. And I'll be able to help you guys figure that out. And then also throughout our district, they have you can go to East High School, you can get it done by a financial aid counselor from a college. Sometimes different financial aid representatives, they go to different libraries throughout the city. I'll have information about that. So if you feel like you can't do it on your own, or if you wanted to get it done by somebody who actually works in the college, there'll be opportunities for you to do that as well. So any quick questions?
Thank you, Missy. How many students that are here are planning on driving? Anybody driving? Okay, good. And so, did you park across the street? Who parked directly across the street? So you walked in the front door, and then you came up the stairs. So the parking is directly across the street from the entrance. That web address where it says register your vehicle, that was also in the letter that was sent home to you. Okay? We can put that on our website or provide that to you again so you don't have a need to write it down. But if you are going to drive and park on campus, then you need to register your vehicle. Right? That's just right through that link. And all you need is your license plate and registration to be right with your car to do that. Parking is available exactly where you parked tonight, Lot AA. And that's it for parking. And as far as your student IDs, they come just like they always did that first week of school. Right? So you'll get mailed your temporary pass, and then the passes will be distributed here on campus. Food service, we have Mr. Deli here, Director of Food Service.
Jim is going to talk to you. Go ahead, Jim.
And James is going to come up too?
I'll just stand right here and talk to you about it. So we haven't quite sealed up the details for breakfast yet. We'll either make breakfast available from 7 to 7:30 down in the cafeteria, or we may make some other arrangements bringing it closer to your classroom. With regard to lunch, we've been working out details for a while, and we really, after seeing this beautiful campus, we really wanted you guys to have a college experience when you had your meals. So not your typical school lunch, but something more like what you would get if you went to college. So we negotiated a amount for you to be able to spend in the cafeteria here. So that would be $8 per day. which, you know, is gonna kind of cost a lot of money for us, but we think it's worth it for you to be able to go down there and pick whatever you want to pick, up to $8. Now, if you want to purchase things that are more than $8, then you would have to put in the additional money. But every day you'll get a voucher, and we haven't figured out who's going to hand those out to you yet, but you'll get a voucher on a daily basis that you can take down to the cafeteria and make your selections and then go to the cash register, let them know that you're a tax exempt student and give them the voucher, and they'll charge your money or your food to that voucher. Just remember, if you pick more than $8 worth of food, you have to pay the additional money yourself. So, but we think we have that pretty much tightened up. So that's your food option for lunch.
I'm jealous. That's exciting.
Yes.
Are you sure that $8 is going to be enough? Because, you know, these is growing kids in high school students and everything. And, you know, $8 is that going to be enough for these kids?
Well, we did the best we could do. We get, from the government, gives us $3.36 per lunch meal. So the difference between that for these students was over $100,000 that the food service had to put in for them to eat. So we're doing the best we can do. $8 is what it's going to be, and hopefully they'll be satisfied with that.
And that same thing was true in the cafeteria too. They got one lunch and then they worked with neighbors.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. They gave us like an average lunch, and it was a little less than $8, so we went with the $8 total. It was like a cheeseburger and fries and a drink, so.
So here's what I want you to do, because we want you to ask the questions, but we also want to be true to our time, which is about an hour presentation and the opportunity for a tour while you're here without going too late. So if you have additional questions on any topic, there are index cards on your table. If you will just put your name on that along with the question, we will make sure that we get back to you with an answer. So transportation, how do you get here, how do you get home? And then what about sports? So every student that's attending here is going to get a flex bus pass. So that bus pass will allow you to ride any RTS route from 5:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Okay? And yes, there will be a sports shuttle directly from here to Wilson Commencement. And Mr. LaPietro will talk about sports in just a minute in terms of offerings. Just like you had that 2:40 pickup time, just like we had over at Wilson Foundation. And that will be true for every season. You know, the boys basketball is practicing and has home games
Wilson Foundation.
at Wilson Foundation. So that shuttle will just, again, pick you up here if you're on the basketball team, and we'll take you to Wilson Foundation for your practice, not Wilson Commencement.
Okay, welcome everybody. I'm Mr. LaPietro, the athletic director for Early College and Wilson Foundation. I could talk to you about quite a bit of things, but I thought these were the important things. If you ever have any questions, you could just email me or call me at the school. The sports that are offered and what seasons. This fall right now is already started on August 14th it started. And these are the sports we have. As you know, most of you know, some of you may not know, that early college sports are combined with Wilson High School. All right, other than boys basketball, varsity and JV in the winter, and the bowling team. All the other sports, especially in the fall, are all with Wilson High School, except these other sports, if anyone's interested in, they, like girls varsity soccer, they're at Soda, and boys varsity volleyball is at Monroe. And that's true for Wilson as well. So these are the sports that we offer each season. Like I said, the fall season started August 14th. All right, so if some of you are interested in some fall sports, you really want to get on that as soon as possible, because we're already like over a week and a half almost into the season. The winter season starts November 6th, and then the spring season starts March 5th. And these are the sports that we have for the winter and the spring. Okay? What is the process to be medically eligible and to participate? Well, basically in New York State, you have to have a physical every year, up-to-date physical, within 1 year. You have to see the nurse, like we have something called requals. It's another word, requalification is another word for the nurse screening. So each season you have to do that. If you're playing a fall sport, you have to get cleared by the nurse in order to participate in New York State. And if you're playing a winter sport, you have to do the same thing. There's a packet that I have in the athletic office. They're on the district website. It's the medical eligibility certification form, and then there's the parent consent form. Those two forms need to be filled out. Then you schedule an appointment with the nurse. The nurse screening is usually about 5 to 10 minutes. If everything's good, you're cleared to go. You also need to make sure if you take any medicine or wear eyeglasses that you let the nurse know and you bring that information as well, because you don't want that to hold you up. So once the nurse gives you clearance, then you can begin practicing. But again, before you see that nurse and fill out all that paperwork, you need to have an up-to-date physical first before you do anything. Okay, so that's important as far as being eligible to participate. As far as the athletic facilities and locations, like I said, we are with Wilson for most of the athletics. Basketball, boys, varsity and JV will use Wilson Foundation Gym for practices and games. And every other venue that we use is where Wilson goes, like the football is at Capelli Stadium. Baseball and softball and tennis is at Genesee Valley Park. The boys varsity soccer, which is made up primarily almost 50 to 60% of early college students, that's going to be at Wilson Foundation on the new turf field, which we just opened up last fall. As far as the academic eligibility and athletic eligibility, some of you who are here tonight may have seen this before. Basically, it's 3 parts, the academic. The academic eligibility is 3 parts: attendance, grades, and citizenship. All right, in order to be eligible, you have to have a C average or a 2.0, 90% attendance in the school throughout the season. Okay, these are the 3: your grades, your attendance, and citizenship. So for example, if we have a student who has like a 3.8 GPA, that's really good, isn't it? But if they're being a little bit of a knucklehead, then that's a problem. You gotta have good citizenship too. Or maybe they're book smart and they don't come to school. You gotta have the 90% daily attendance in order to participate. So all these 3 are key. If for some reason you fall below that, we have academic probation, where the student athlete will be ineligible to participate in any contest for 3 weeks, but they are allowed to practice. And once those three weeks are up, we do a grade check. And if they're up to speed again, then they're back playing in competition. Basically just said that to you. That's this part here. 3-week progress report. We also have students working with teachers, and the teachers helping along to get them up to speed with their academics. There's the tutoring. Okay, and just keep in mind this is a superintendent's regulation. The eligibility regulation, it's really not a policy, it's a regulation. So this comes right from the superintendent, not the school by itself. A couple other things that you need to know in order to be a participant, to be eligible. Okay, this was from last year, September 2013, it would be 14 now. To be eligible, when you enter 9th grade, you have 4 years of eligibility. That's when your clock starts ticking as an athlete. You have 4 years once you enter 9th grade. If you reach 19 before July 1st, of, say, your senior year, then you're too old to participate. You have to make sure if you do turn 19, it has to be after July 1st. Okay? Usually we don't have too many problems with that. Bonafide student. As a matter of fact, today I was just at the mandated Section 5 mandated meeting for all athletic directors. Every Section 5 athletic director was there this morning for 4 hours listening to the state executive director as far as our eligibility rules and regulations. A couple things to keep in mind. In order to participate in athletics in New York State, you have to take at least 4 subjects. 3 plus phys ed. You have to. There's no exception to that. Okay, so sometimes, like last year, we had to do a little, me and Mr. McDonald got together and we adjusted some schedules just to make sure. We want to make sure all our teams are eligible and good to go. As far as recognition, throughout the year, we have different things. Wilson does their own thing with those teams. We have a pep rally for our winter teams at early college. We have an end of the year banquet that we had for our own early college teams, which went really well. It was at Red Fideli's Brook House this year, and it got rave reviews from the coaches and the players. They really enjoyed that, and it was a nice setting because obviously it was only like 3 or 4 teams, and it was a good night for everybody. Does anybody have any questions?
I do.
Real quick.
I was kind of confused what you're saying about you have to have 4 classes?
You have to have four subjects in New York State. You got to take 3 classes plus phys ed.
For the year that you're playing?
Correct. In order to participate in athletics. So if you're a student, oh, I only had 1 class this year, math, you can't participate.
So what you gotta take?
Wow.
You have to talk to your counselor, and we have to be very creative. But we'll talk about that at another time.
Thank you, Mr. Letitia.
Okay, any questions? Write down on the cards. Thank you.
As I mentioned, I'm your principal. I'm Miss Maida's colleague here at the campus. I think one of the most important things, and when you can go to the slides when you get a chance, I think one of the most important things that all of the students, and I'm speaking to the students in this classroom, this program and this partnership at the college is not for everyone. And so you need to make sure that you're making the right decision to remain at Rochester Early College at the college campus. And I say that because you are not walking into a high school building when you walk into school every day. You are walking into a college campus. And our expectations of you as a student walking into a college campus are very high. And just like you have principles of community and citizenship, we have a book that's hundreds and hundreds of words long called your Code of Conduct. And so there are strict rules and regulations on how you have to behave in a college campus. And so I've said that. We won't talk about it again. I was just encouraged from the administration to make sure, because it isn't for everyone. It's going to be very different when you walk in this building. When you go to your 4 classrooms, that's where your high school is. It's in 4 classrooms. But you have an opportunity that no other student in the city school district or this county or this particular region has an opportunity to do. And that's to get college credits absolutely for free without using your TAP and Pell, your financial aid, for as long as you remain a high school student. So we're really excited that we have a diverse group of students coming on campus. So I think there's about 20 students who will be just taking MCC only classes. So those students could have graduated, or you students could have graduated, but you opted to stay on to take advantage of the fact that you can take 3 classes or maybe 4 classes at no cost to you and continue your academic journey at MCC. So we're really excited about that. So we talked about expectations. Again, it's a unique opportunity for the right student. Being a Rochester Early College student, so this has been a partnership, and this has been something that we have been talking about since the founding members of that high school, since 2008 or 2009 when the conversations began, in 2010 when the partnership began. So it's been great to have you commuting back and forth, and you take a class here, or you take dual enrollment at your high school, but we're really excited that we're aiming to partner together in this new building, which we'll take a tour in a few minutes. Is just absolutely fantastic and like no other campus, urban campus that I think offers these opportunities. But the program itself prepares you for college. The goal of going to Rochester Early College International High School is the expectation that you will go to college. It's not that your academic journey or your coursework or your classes or school stops for you when you graduate as a senior. The expectation for every single student in this room is that you will go to college. You'll take classes with us, maybe you'll come here to complete your associate's degrees or a certificate program, or you might go to another college. But the expectation for each and every one of you in this room is to continue on with school. We talked about the code of conduct. There's also a handbook and college catalog, and everything we have is pretty much online. So you'll have the links to this information. Things that we need to point out and highlight, we'll talk about directly as we continue orientations and conversations the first week of class. By show of hands, how many of you were here at the all-day orientation session? Okay, so a lot of what we'll talk about, or what I would have talked about, are many of the things that were already covered in that. And so for all of the students who are only enrolled in MCC, or those who may have been registered for 1 or 2 classes, you are all invited to the college-wide orientation. So again, just when we're talking about the expectations of a college student, we didn't have a special orientation for you guys. You were part of, I think there were over 300 people that showed up today for orientation. So you're an MCC, what was that?
I was so confused at first. I said, wait, where's Mr. McDonald?
Well, because it's overwhelming, but you are a college student here, just like any other MCC student. And so you have all of the same rights, responsibilities, privileges, opportunities, you name it. We'll talk about a few of those in a minute. But you do have me, you do have Jessica Salzberg, who I'll talk about in a minute. You do have Mr. McDonald. You have a lot of us on campus that will help get you through the transition and make sure that you're comfortable from moving from your Genesee Street location to this campus. Again, when we talk about being the right student, it's talking about being a successful student. You're making a commitment if you're registering for college classes. And what's really important to understand is if you don't do well in your college classes, those grades will follow you forever and ever and ever. So if you withdraw from a course, if you get an F, if you get D's, it's going to bring down what we call SAP, your satisfactory academic progress. So essentially, it brings down your GPA, you're not completing your program of study on time. It means that you may not be able to enroll at MCC once you graduate early college. You may not be accepted to MCC without having to pay for a class or 2 out of your pocket to show us that you do and will be successful. You may not be eligible for financial aid. So these college classes are serious, and doing well in those classes is critically important. And that's why you have Mr. McDonald. I don't know where he went. But he's going to work with you and make sure that you're picking the right classes. He knows our classes in and out. When we have WR at the end of a course, that's writing intensive. So if you're not a strong reader and a strong writer, you might want to stay away from WR courses for your first semester or your second semester, because we don't want to set you up for failure. We want to make sure that the courses that you're registering for, you're academically prepared for, and you have the time, the commitment, and the discipline to do what you need to do for high school, for those of you taking high school courses, but really to focus also on those college level courses, because again, if you don't do well and you're just withdrawing from courses or taking Fs, you may not be accepted here and you may not receive financial aid.
I thought there was a time, like, within the first 5 days of the class, you could withdraw without.
Yes, you can, and that's a good point. And you can, the W's still have an impact on that, but when we know you've done it within the first 5 days, it's just looked at differently. But we want to make sure that you're picking the right class before you ever step foot into that class or before the first day. We don't want you leaving that class after somewhere in that first week. But it is right, you do have 5 days to drop the class. Schools at MCC. So this year is the first year we've moved into a very different way of delivering this college to the community. And a lot of four-year institutions have schools of, so if you look at RIT, they have the School of Business and the School of Engineering. MCC has gone in the same direction, and the reason we did that is we want to make sure that students are coming in, we're working with you to make sure you know what you want to do, what academic program you want to get in, and what type of job we're going to prepare you for when you finish either with a certificate program here or an associate's degree. So we have 6 schools. September we will be launching our 7th school. I hope we stop at 7. But we have the School of Health Sciences and Physical Wellness. So our health professions, dental, nursing, those programs fall in there. We have social sciences and global studies, so African American studies, urban studies. Science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM. Those are all of our math, engineering, and applied science programs. Arts and humanities are all of our creative programs, so interior design, fine arts, communications, those programs. Business, hospitality, and entrepreneurism will change to just business. And I'm the dean, I oversee the business program, and that's every business program you can think of, from small business and entrepreneurship to a degree in international business studies. Community engagement and development, I'm also the dean over that. And community engagement and development is primarily housed at this campus. Although we have all different courses for all different degree programs here, our core programs in law and criminal justice, education, and human services are housed at this campus. This is just an example of, in the STEM school, all of the different programs that they have. So you'll see we have some AAS programs, and those are applied programs. Any AAS program, you're going to really get a lot of hands-on training for the field or the degree that you want to go into. Certificate programs are very similar. Certificate programs are typically a year with us, associates, AAS, and AS. We use a lot of acronyms here that Mr. McDonald and Jessica Salzberg will help you to get used to. Those are 2-year programs. In the past, we have students from Rochester Early College who have graduated high school come to MCC with 54 credits. Is that the max? You need 60 to 64 to graduate with an associate's degree. So again, you can take advantage and almost complete your entire associate's degree. You can, in theory, complete a certificate program while you're still in high school. So you're building credentials which are going to get you 10 steps closer to the job and the career and the money that you want once you graduate. Course selection, and I won't talk too much about this. Mr. McDonald and Jessica will work with you. Typically what we've done in the past for students who are still required to take high school classes is you can take one core class, so your English, math, science, social studies here, and it counts as the dual credit, and then typically an elective. An elective, we want to make sure it's focused on one of those pathways. So we're going to spend a lot of time making sure that you have an idea what you want to do when you go to college, whether it's MCC or another school. You always have to pick a major. So we want to make sure that you're on a pathway versus just graduating. It's not helpful to any student to graduate with 54 credits and you're not 2 classes away from a degree, right? So the classes you choose are really important. You can't register as full-time, but you can go up to 11.99 credits. And we're looking to see if there's some flexibility in that, especially as we continue to have students who will be still high school students, but only enrolled in MCC courses. If we can get you in taking more courses, we hope to do that. Some of the important things, you're registered as non-matriculated. That doesn't mean anything to you. One of the most important things is, as a college student, like any other college student, you will have access to everything within your record. You can add a class, drop a class. You can pretty much do anything within your account. You are not allowed as early college students to pick and choose and register or drop your own courses. It has to go through Mr. McDonald, and he works through our office because we want to make sure that it's handled a little bit differently than all of the other students, because we don't want you getting billed or anything else because you were in the system playing around and picking more courses that you were eligible for or not the right courses. So any class, make sure you consult with Mr. McDonald or Ms. Maida in your course selection. So you all will receive, in addition to your high school ID cards, you also will receive an MCC ID card. And that MCC ID card for every single student within the Rochester Early College Partnerships gives you lots of opportunities. Again, you walk in this door with the same benefits and same opportunities as any other student, full-time, part-time, walking in this door. So you have access to all of our learning centers, tutoring services. We have check cashing at the campus center service desk. We get discounted movie tickets and Darien Lake tickets and all different kinds of things in the community tickets. You can borrow books from our library. We also have a couple dozen Surface Pro, so I think you all will come in with technology, but if you forget your technology, you don't have any classes, and you want to just spend some time in one of the couch areas in the hallway, you can use your MC Student ID, and you can check out a Surface Pro for a couple of hours and just do some work, or do whatever you want to do on your free time. You get to ride the MCC, and we've partnered with RTS or RGRTA, just like the high school has, so we have direct routes that go from this campus to the transit center, from the transit center to the Brighton campus, and then it makes stops along the way. So I know bus 50, and I think maybe number 5, I can't remember, are the ones that you can get on and off with your MCC ID at no charge on those particular routes. And then again, if you're taking classes between both campuses, or you have activities at the Brighton campus, again, your ID gets you on our bus, it's an RTS bus, and you can take it to the transit center, you can get off, catch your bus home or what have you, or you can take it to the Brighton campus. So we're really excited about that partnership as well. Some additional resources, so all students will have email, and I know there was some confusion about those of you who were here for orientation today and not having that information. You will be provided between now and the first week of school, not only your MCC confirmed schedule, but your email address and your M number. We live by M numbers at the college, so no matter where you go and what you do and your M number is on your MCC student ID, everyone is always going to say, what's your M number? So you'll want to make sure that you have your card with you at all times, or you can't access any services in the campus. But just to get things done quickly, if someone says, oh, well, what's your M number, and they can enter it in and give you whatever you need, that's what they're going to need. They usually don't look you up by your name. MCC website and Blackboard, so a lot of information about MCC in general is on our website. Blackboard is our student online tool, and that's what I was talking about. You can get into your own student accounts. Most of that is all housed in a tool we call Blackboard, and we'll make sure that you all get the training for Blackboard. Starfish is an early alert system, so for those of you who are taking MCC classes, you might receive an email from one of your faculty members that says, hey, we're worried about you, you've missed 2 classes, what's going on? Please reach out to me, or reach out to your school specialist, or reach out to someone. It's an early alert system. We want to make sure that you're doing well in your classes, and so when you get those alerts, and some of them aren't even because you might not be doing well, some of them might just be giving you kudos. Wow, it's, we're halfway through the semester, you're doing a fantastic job. We're really excited for you. We're here if you have any questions in terms of finishing the semester. So it can be used for both. So make sure you pay close attention to those emails that are coming. Jessica Salzberg, who's the advisor who works for me and works really closely with Mr. McDonald on just your academic advising and registrations. She is having a baby any day now. That's the only reason she's not here. Otherwise, I would be introducing her. She will be reaching out. Thank you. She will be reaching out to do a lot of the direct follow-up with you, coming to your classrooms, finding you in the building if you're not doing well in those classes. And this is Jessica. She's really fantastic. This is the first year that she's worked with us and worked with the partnership, and I think it's going really well. She'll also help you to just navigate the college, right? So for those of you who are dually enrolled between your high school and the college, it's a lot to figure out, and we're not expecting you to know everything and figure out everything. You have your high school staff to help you, and you also have your MCC staff to help you. The #1 go-to who will be here half of the time will be Jessica. I'm located on the 4th floor. I think that's the last slide. I'm located on the 4th floor, so I'll show you where my office is. I'll show you where Ms. Maida and Mr. McDonald's offices are. But we're all here to support you during this really exciting transition. So I know I started really hard with what the expectations are, but that's because it's really important, and it will have an impact on your future if you're not ready for this kind of curricular program. So welcome again. We're really excited about this partnership. We are working night and day and weekends, right, Ms. Maida? Lots of phone calls over the weekend to make sure we have everything in place for you September 6th when you walk through these doors. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you.
Thank you, Dean McKenzie.
I am in charge of our public safety department here at MCC. All right, I'm just going to give you a rundown of the services that we offer and how we can help you in case you need it, although we hope that you never need help from us. All right, you can call us at any time. All right, we respond to anything. We are the primary and first responders on this campus and our other campuses as well. If you need police, fire, ambulance for any reason, call public safety. If anything you run into makes you feel uncomfortable, you have a question about it, please call us, let us know, we want to look into it.
As I said, we are at the Brighton campus. We are here at the downtown campus. We do have people at our Applied Technology Center if you end up taking classes there. We don't have anybody at the Public Safety Training Center. It's a room full, or it's a building full of cops and firemen, so they don't really need us there. But we are just about everywhere that you need us. Feel free to put our number into your cell phone, 585-292-2911. You can call us directly. We have dispatchers on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay? If you grab any campus phone and you dial 2911, just the 4-digit extension, that will also ring to our dispatcher. If you need help, just do that. And I'm going to show you a couple other ways you can get a hold of us. Okay? If you have a smartphone, you can download this app. It's called, it's a Rave Guardian app. You can look for the MCC portion of that. As you can see, when you bring it up, you'll have a way you can call public safety directly. This basically provides a mobile blue light phone. If you open the app and you hit call public safety and you are here on campus, it will ring our dispatcher directly. If you're off campus, it will call 911, our Monroe County Center. If you hit the call 911 button, obviously that will also call 911. If you're on either of our campuses, please call us directly. We are here. We can respond quickly. If you need us, we can be there. If you call 911, you will certainly get help. But usually what happens is the 911 operator, who is the county city center down on, I forget where it is, it's in the city somewhere, they will call our dispatcher and say, somebody's calling for help, you need to get up there. So the best way to get a hold of us is to call us directly. Brighton campus, we do have emergency phones. We have blue light phones outside and the little silver boxes inside. We don't have those here at the new campus. We're going with the new technology. So again, download that app and you'll have a blue light phone everywhere that you go. If you talk to our dispatcher, they're going to say, what's your name? Where are you? What's the problem? Just give as much information as you can. Our personnel will respond and we'll get you the help that you need. You're going to run into two types of personnel while you're here on campus. The men and women dressed in navy blue, such as myself, are sworn armed law enforcement officers. We get the same training as every municipal agency here in this county, initial training and annual training. We are the police department of the community college. We're called public safety because we're not a town, city, or village. But we are the law enforcement here. We do have a MOU with the City of Rochester Police Department. If something criminal happens on campus, we will usually refer to them based on that MOU. If you're at the Brighton campus for any reason, we handle a lot more ourselves. But again, we are the first responders. If you need us, call us. We will get there. We will help you as much as we can. And if we have to contact outside help, we will do that as well. We all have radios. Within a couple of minutes, we can have help here if we need it. The men and women dressed in gray, you'll see they're not armed, they're not sworn, they're security guards, but they're highly trained. Either way, if you call for help, someone will show up and we will try to get you the help that you need. You just got to call us. Picture of our always smiling staff. I got to get a new picture. Notifications. When you go to Banner, your web page that gets you all your personal information, there is a spot on there that you can sign up for MCC Alert. It is an opt-in. It's not an opt-out, which means you have to sign up for it. You can add cell phone numbers. I believe you can add home phone numbers. You can put email in there. If there's an emergency on campus, we will send out a notification. It will go to your cell phones. It'll go to your emails. It could be there's a flood on the 4th floor. Don't go there. God forbid it could be something dangerous. We want to get that information to you, but we can't get it to you unless you sign up. So please sign up for MCC Alert so that if something happens, we can push that information out to you. We also put out timely warnings. If there is something serious, information we want to get to you, but it's not emergency, it's just something important that we want to get to you, that will come to your email. That doesn't come to your phones. Again, it's not an emergency, it's just important information. If you see an email that says timely warning in the heading, it's important. Please read that. Every year, the federal government requires that we put out our annual campus security and fire safety report. It's a lot of information about fire, safety, security on all of our campuses. I spend a lot of time on this report. Nobody ever reads it. So please download it and read it. Make me feel better, will you? that is, I'll show you where it is on our website. If you have questions about security, public safety, or anything like that on any of our campuses, go to this report, and it should answer a lot of the questions that you have. Come October 1st, you will get an email with the new report. It's due October 1st, so you will see an email that says Campus Security Fire Safety Report. Open it up, there's an electronic document, you can take a look at it and browse through it. We have a website. Get on there if you need anything. We have buttons down here that lead to our annual security report. We have a lockdown training video. We will do a couple of lockdown drills during the semesters. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with those. There's a run, hide, fight video that if, God forbid, there was ever somebody on campus with a weapon, this is our recommended way of how we would expect you to react. We can also get all sorts of emergency information off of our web page because each link leads you to something else. So I'm not going to waste a lot of your time going through that because there's a lot of information and we could be here for the next hour, and I don't think you want to do that. I know that was very fast. I just don't want to take up too much of your time. The bottom line is, if you need help, either call us or flag down someone in uniform, and we will get you the help that you need. Any quick questions that you don't want to write down that I can answer quickly? Go to our website, call us, flag us down, whatever you need, let us know. Okay? Yep. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
How about another round of applause for all of our presenters? Thank you. Thank you again for joining us and giving us your attention. We gave you guys a lot of information today. So any questions that we can answer, please write it down in the index cards. And you have our numbers, 324-9010. Please call us so we can answer any of your questions that you forgot. Absolutely. We will be collecting your cards. Mr. McDonald, make sure we are collecting these index cards from everybody. Thank you. So call us. You guys have our number for your questions. We know we will be ready on Wednesdays at campuses. We are very, very excited again for this outstanding opportunity. We have a few staff members that just joined us. I would like to introduce our former Chief of Secondary Schools, Ms. Shiley is here, and Ms. Wilson, the Chief of Secondary Schools, and also our Chief, Mr. Schmidt, is also here. So let's give them a round of applause.